Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. My voice is a little bit hoarse. I apologize for that. Hopefully everybody can understand me and hear me. I'm gonna try and talk as loud as possible, which may or may not be a good thing for you, but Erez or Erez. Hi, my name is Candace. Welcome to another episode of What the Smut Book Reviews. I really appreciate you guys being here. In today's video, I'm so super hype, y'all. Okay. First things first. Did you miss me? Hi. I've been gone for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The first week I had in-laws visiting. The second week I was catering the sweets for a baby shower, and I had to make a 2-tiered cake, and the sheer number of times that I thought about killing myself. It was bad. The finished product was very nice, according to everyone else's opinion, but I get hypercritical about my own stuff, so I'm just like checking out every single flaw that's in there, and I'm like, I don't like that. And the fondant, especially like homemade marshmallow fondant, is trash. I hate it. I hate working with it. It's a pain in the ass. It's fucking summertime, which means that my cakes sweat. You don't want to know what that's about. This is not why you guys are here. So let me stay on track today. For the record, I did miss all of you. I got a new tripod for my like an ring light thingy, which has put my camera higher than normal, so don't go staring at my tatas. But it also, but the benefit is it eliminates some of my triple chins. So you got to take the good with the bad, right? So for you guys, I literally just said, don't get distracted. And then I just went off on a tangent. What the fuck was I talking about? Anyway, I am so super hyped to do this video because in today's video, we are going to be reviewing Credence by Penelope Douglas. If you're familiar with my channel, you will know that I have reviewed one other book by this author, titled Birthday Girl. It's a few videos back. I love that book. Okay, so here's my deal. I read a lot of books on my Kindle. I have Kindle Unlimited. I find a lot of good authors through Kindle Unlimited. I read books there, and if I really like it, then I will buy the paperback if it's available from Amazon or whatever. Birthday Girl, I read it. I loved it. Maybe like a day or two later, I bought the paperback because, you know, life gets in your way and you just like, you forget about stuff, right? Credence, free to read with Kindle Unlimited, which I'll get into more when I go through the deets for the book. Read it. 10 minutes after finishing, I bought the paperback. So if that tells you anything, this book was recommended to me by a subscriber, Courtney. I think that's her name, Courtney. That's part of her username, so I'm assuming her actual name is Courtney. Courtney suggested this to me in the comments of my Birthday Girl review upload. She said Birthday Girl was like her fave by Penelope Douglas until she read this book, and now this one is her fave. And I would have to wholeheartedly agree. I was obsessed with Birthday Girl, but this one, I neglected so much life trying to finish this book, but at the same time not wanting to finish this book because I was so obsessed, and I was like, please don't let it end. I could do with another 300 pages of book. Like, that's how good it was. I don't want to spoil the review by just telling you at the beginning that I loved it. but I've already done that. So you could tune off now if you would like, but please don't, because don't you want to hear about the deets of the book? Yeah? Okay. So I didn't paint my nails either because I'm terrible. I have the deets here for the book. I'm going to tell you all about it. So this book allegedly, according to Amazon, has 485 pages. That is the print length of the book. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to read the 470 pages is what I got from my big trade paperback, which I know a lot of people don't like trade paperbacks. They prefer like mass market size or hardcover if you're going for like a super nice collection that looks really good on your bookshelf. I personally love trade paperbacks. They are so much easier to tote around than a hardcover novel, but it's bigger than like a mass market, and it's like nicer to look at on the shelf than a mass market. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So 470 pages in this print length book, free to read with Kindle Unlimited. Right now, when I'm recording, not when I'm uploading, because it's a few days from now when this video will go up. You can get this book for your Kindle for the price of 99 cents. It's on sale. If it's still on sale, you better do it. The audio book, and that's another thing. I'm gonna go off on another. The paperback, the one I'm holding, you can get for $15.29. Brand new on Amazon, trade paperback with like that nice suede-ish feeling cover, which I fucking love. To my knowledge, I could not find this on eBay, like used. So no go on that. In addition to, I don't think it is available for Nook because it's in KU. I think it's like a proprietary thing that it's only available on Kindle. So if you don't have a Kindle and you want to read this book, just buy a paperback, because if you come up and say this book is not your jam, or that you couldn't get past certain aspects of the book in favor of the story and the plot and the love story, get off my channel. Like, just get out of here. Shoo, because I'm done with you. Okay. My audible tangent. My audible tangent. Here we go. This book is available through Audible for $14.95 with Audible Premium Plus. Okay. If I'm buying a subscription and you put the word plus into it, that should be like the highest tier. Why are you then adding another tier where I get a little bit more stuff, and then you add another word like premium onto it? It's already plus, and therefore I should have access to all the stuff? I don't. Amazon. Fuck you. So yeah, if you want to pay $14.95 and get an Audible Premium Plus membership, you can get this audiobook. And will it be worth it? I don't know. I don't know how much a Premium Plus membership costs. I did sign up, I think, for a trial for the Plus membership because I was under the impression that like it had all of my authors that I love and I could just listen to the audiobooks whenever I wanted, and then it was like, no, only available with Premium Plus, not just Plus. And I was like, okay, cancel. Go fuck yourself. Like, no. Give me Plus, give it to me. Give me all the stuff. So, it's up to you if you think that's a good deal. I don't know. Now, into the dive. I will read you guys the blurb. And then I'll tell you guys, I'll work it down for you because 10 minutes in, this is going to be a long one, I can already tell. Okay, so, there are two different blurbs. One, no. No, it looks like it is the same blurb. I'm going to read it from the book because the one on Amazon was literally inputted in like one giant paragraph that with like run-on sentences, and whoever proofreads those should really be smacked in the face because it's so off-putting. So I'm going to read the blurb from the back and then we'll get into it. Tiernan DeHaas doesn't care about anything anymore. The only child of a film producer and his starlet wife, she's grown up with wealth and privilege, but not love or guidance. Shipped off to boarding schools from an early age, it was still impossible to escape the loneliness and carve out a life of her own. The shadow of her parents' fame followed her everywhere, and when they suddenly pass away, she knows she should be devastated. But has anything really changed? She's always been alone, hasn't she? Jake Vanderberg, her father's stepbrother and her only living relative, assumes guardianship of Tiernan, who is still 2 months shy of 18. Sent to live with him and his 2 sons, Noah and Caleb, in the mountains of Colorado, Tiernan soon learns that these men now have a say in what she chooses to care and not care about anymore. As the 3 of them take her under their wing, teach her to work and survive in the remote woods far away from the rest of the world, she slowly finds her place among them and as part of them. And she also realizes that lines blur and rules become easy to break when no one else is watching. I think you know what's about to happen. There's like an additional little tagline at the beginning of the blurb on Amazon that says, 3 of them, 1 of her, and a remote cabin in the woods. Let the hot winter nights ensue. And then it also has an additional one-liner like after what's on the back cover, which says, 1 of them has her, the other one wants her, but he's going to keep her. Okay. Like I said, this book was recommended to me by Courtney, a subscriber of my channel. I took her recommendation, and coming straight off of Birthday Girl, well, not straight off, but like my first read by Penelope Douglas, coming straight off of that, I didn't bother reading the blurb before I started the book. I don't know why in my brain I thought that it would be along the same lines. For those of you that don't know, Birthday Girl is an age gap romance. Not a crazy age gap. I think like I forget the names, but the girl is like 19 or 20 and the guy's like 38. So it's not like a crazy thing. This one, Tiernan is 17. She's 2 months shy of her 18th birthday. And I assumed when it mentioned Jake Vanderberg by name that we were dealing with another age gap romance. Kind of. So as I got into reading it, I was like, I'm reading on my Kindle, so I'm like 30% into it, 35%, 40%, and I'm like, okay, there's 3 dudes, and she seems to be like becoming attracted to all of them, and I'm becoming attracted to all of them, and I don't have any clear impression as to who she's going to end up with. Is she going to end up with all of them? And then I'm like, oh my God, this has some reverse harem vibes in it. And then I didn't think I'd be into that because I don't read a lot of reverse harem. Maybe I should, because yeah. There's one scene where there's like multiple people and I was like, where's my fan? Where's my tea? Fuck, I choked myself. Oh my God. This is what you get for being extra. Okay. Tea. I'm parched. Like, hot. So hot. Okay. But I was like, what's happening here? This is so far off from what I thought it was gonna be. It's darker. There's more intense backstory. There's more like there's just so much. So, okay, we're gonna break it down because 15 minutes. Okay, my nose is itchy. Okay, so the main characters in this book, there are actually 4 main characters in this book. The main female character is Tiernan. Tiernan, like it says in the blurb, is the daughter of a big Hollywood producer and his movie star wife. In the beginning of the book, it opens up with Tiernan basically finding her parents both dead in her house. It's like very morose, intense, and like strange opening to a book. Like, so, like, at least to me, for like a romance novel. So Tiernan has grown up with money. She's been in and out of boarding schools, mostly in boarding schools. Her parents have like the fairy tale marriage in Hollywood, madly in love with each other, to the extent that they have neglected Tiernan her entire life because they had a child. They got married, they had a child because they thought that that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have any, they loved each other so much that they didn't have any love to spare when it came to their daughter, if that makes sense. So Tiernan has kind of grown up from the outside of the relationship, looking at the family dynamic as just being the two of them. And she's just kind of there. So she's almost like a piece of furniture in the house. Like, she doesn't get any, they don't talk to her. She gets no love. She gets no whatever, right? She does have a, I think it's her mom's personal assistant, Mirai, who has been like a surrogate mother to her, kind of, who's always been there for her, but also in like a detached way. Like, it was more of that, I care about you, Tiernan, but I'm not your mom, so I'm not gonna try and like overstep, but at the same time, if you need me, I'm here, like that kind of situation. So the book opens and Tiernan has found her parents both dead in their bedroom, like just literally laying together in bed, clutching each other. She finds out that her father had some kind of like really aggressive cancer, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, and he was going to die. And the mother, realizing that she doesn't want to live without him, kills herself at the same, so like they kill themselves together. They commit like double suicide. No thought to Tiernan, no nothing, which just kind of further cements her like loneliness in the world. Because she's underage and she has no like extended family or whatever. Like all of her grandparents are deceased and that kind of thing. She gets a phone call from her dad's stepbrother, Jake, who lives out in the wilderness of Colorado, like in the mountainous areas of Colorado. Him and Tiernan's dad never got along. There's a lot of backstory there where he was kind of, Jake blamed Tiernan's dad for losing the love, what he thought was the love of his life, because she didn't fit in with the family mold of the DeHaas family, you know, like that ritzy whatever. So Jake and Tiernan's dad never saw eye to eye, and they like stopped talking to each other. They had a falling out. And so when she gets the phone call, she's like, oh shit, I forgot that my dad had a stepbrother way out there. Apparently in the will, they left guardianship of Tiernan to Jake. Jake is like, I know I think you're used to this like glitzy, glamorous Hollywood, LA life. You don't have to come out to Colorado. I won't make you. If you want to emancipate yourself, I will fully let you do that. But you could come out here and we could teach you how to be an adult and do stuff for yourself and not, you know what I mean? Not rely on like personal shoppers for your everyday, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. And in just like a wild moment of, I don't want to be by myself anymore and I don't know what I'm doing with my life, she says, okay, I'll come to Colorado. She gets there. Jake is a single dad with 2 sons, 2 grown sons. He's not like super old. I want to say he's maybe like mid-late 40s. His sons, Noah and Caleb, are like, maybe like right around 20, 22, respectively. So they're all adults. She gets out there and she starts off not wanting to be bothered by anyone. Like she's very inverted, like, you know what I mean? Like her personality is very introvert. She's grieving-ish. She's like, she thinks, she doesn't know what to expect. And she thinks that if she distances herself from these people, that she can just ride out the 2 months and then she'll just bounce, she'll be out. And then she'll do something else. That doesn't work out for long. Jake immediately like takes charge, assigns her chores to do to fill her time. Noah is like your typical like playboy-ish type character, and Caleb is very intense. He doesn't speak. Something happened in his past that was very traumatic, and it caused him to stop talking when he was around 4. So he's not deaf, but he's like mute. He does not respond. He almost throws off the vibe. He like throws off the vibe of like a caveman or like an animal in the woods. Like he only responds to lust, anger, like your basic instincts. You know what I mean? So she's like scared of him, but also like, what's your deal, bro? You're hot, but you're kind of crazy, right? The Vanderbergs they live on like it's not a farm. They do have horses and stables and things like that. But it's more along the lines of like a big log cabin type situation in the rugged mountains. And they have like paddocks and stuff. But their main source of income is they repair and customize motorcycles. So they have like towards the end of the book, they develop like a company called Vanderberg Extreme, and it's like motocross type stuff. So there's a shop where they do their repairs and their work and stuff like that. And then there's the house and then whatever. So Tiernan's there. She's going through the motions. You know, she's whatever. Over the course of the book, she has like little flirtations with each of them. With Jake, it's kind of like a realization that she comes to the realization that he's been alone for a long time. So his ex-wife is in prison. Noah and Caleb's mom is in jail. And he's raised 2 boys. He's very gruff. He's very whatever, which did throw off a little bit of the vibes of Pike from Birthday Girl, which I liked. And, you know, she kind of feels sympathy for him at the same time as like attraction. So that's the angle that's at. Noah is the person that is easy to talk to. He's very fun, doesn't take any responsibility seriously, constantly getting bitched at by his dad for not doing stuff he needs to do. He wants so badly to get off the mountain and go to like someplace like LA and make something of himself, but his dad doesn't want to hear it. So he's like the petulant child, man-child type situation. But him and Tiernan get along really well because they're very playful with each other. It's very easy to talk to Noah. It's very easy. You know what I mean? Like the conversation is easy. He pulls her out of her shell. And then Caleb is is so deep and complex and tortured and just everything I want in like a bad boy hero main character, right? As I read the book, I found myself being like, okay, I like Jake, I like Noah, I like Caleb. If she's gonna end up with just one of them, and the other two don't get some kind of happily ever after, like she's now been with all of them, because yes, there is some like bed hopping in this one, not in like a slutty way, but in like a I'm attracted to each of you, and you're kind of okay with it. Like it's not I'm okay with it, but like the men are kind of okay with it. Like she's with Jake first, and okay, no. Technically, she's with Caleb first, even though they don't have sex. Caleb comes back from like hunting out in the bush or whatever. Like he comes back covered in blood, dragging like deer carcass. Like he's very, like I said, caveman-esque. And he's been out in the wilderness for like a month. And he comes back. And what do men want to do? Cavemen want to do when they see a pretty girl? He like jumps her. Not in like a rapey way, but almost. The line when it comes to consent with Caleb is very blurred. And that's mostly because he doesn't know any better. Like he has the mind of like, he's very intelligent. But when it comes to social situations, he has the mind of like a child. Like he doesn't process emotions very well. Until like it gets close to the end of the book, and then you're just like, he's grown so much over the course of the novel that you're like, oh my god, yeah, okay. So she's kind of with Caleb first, although he gets like pulled off of her because she's literally just shown up, and she walks into like the garage or the mudroom or whatever, and it's late at night, and Caleb has just come back from a hunting trip, and he sees her and he just jumps her, and like he starts straight up molesting her, and she's not pushing him off because she's kind of into it, but at the same time she's like, no, she's a virgin, by the way. She's like, no, I'm not trying to give it up to you on the hood of a car. Chill, bro. So he gets pulled off of her by Jake and Noah. And later on, she is with Jake. He's the one that takes her virginity. And then after that, when Jake is out on like a hunting trip himself, she ends up with both Noah and Caleb at the same time. And then for like the second half of the book, it's like the story of just her and Caleb. So the ending could not have been done any better than it was done. Like, you know, when you're dealing with multiple prospects, male prospects, and like you like all of them, but there's one standout one that you're like, if she doesn't end up with this dude, I'm gonna throw this fucking book in the trash. It was like that, and and Caleb was my dude. And so, yeah. So, the basic premise of the book is her going out there and finding herself. Before she went out there, she didn't know who she was. She was bereft. She was alone. She was very shut down, personality-wise. After being out there for a while, she kind of turned from being this morose glamour queen who was a personal shopper to rough mountain woman, but like cute mountain woman, you know what I'm saying? She learned how to fend for herself. She learned how to wield a weapon. Like, she learned how to shoot. She learned how to fish. They taught her how to survive in the wilderness if something were to happen to them, or they taught her, you know what I mean? And each one of them brought their own lesson to the table for her to learn about herself. At the end, like I said, there is more involvement. Like, Jake realizes after the first, like after he finds out that she's been with Noah and Caleb, he realizes that while he cares about her and he's still attracted to her, that he's not the one for her, that she needs to be with someone her own age or around her own age, and that, you know, she's teaching him as he's teaching her, because he ends up kind of having like a little secret thing with Mirai, who continues to be like a thorn in his butt through the entire book. She's calling for Tiernan, and when Tiernan doesn't answer her phone, she calls the house phone. Jake picks up. They have their little tete-a-tetes, and over the course of the book, you can like see, or the last half of the book, you can kind of see that something might happen there, and it does. And then Noah finally gets out of town and becomes like this big motocross star. And Caleb is, like I said, Caleb is the most complex character, in my opinion, in the book. He doesn't speak. The reason, among other things, among other charges, that their mother is in jail is because while Jake was working one night, she went to this house party. She took Caleb with her. He was 4 years old. She took him to like this house party where she left him in the car and said she was going in for a minute to get something and she was coming back out. And then she didn't. She ended up going inside, meeting up with some friends, getting high, and just blitzing out, and left Caleb in a locked car. He was in there for 4 days. No food, no water, crying for, at the beginning, crying for his mother or for help, laying in his own filth, like, and after a while, he stopped crying, and he sort of dissociated. He, like, his psyche just broke. And from that point on, he would not speak. He would not emotionally connect with anyone. It was almost as if a part of him, the part that that's there for social interaction, or that, you know, emotions just kind of evaporated. And so he's very gruff. He's very take what I want type man. And he feels things for Tiernan. Over the course of the book, he falls in love with her, but because he's so broken inside, he can't tell her that. So he tries to show her by basically domineering, like very your mind type situation, but with actions instead of words. And she doesn't really get it. She's like, you're being very wishy-washy with me. She'll do something to piss him off, and he'll disappear for days at a time. And then when he comes back, he'll look for her, and he'll be soft and sweet and gentle with her. And she's like, I don't understand anything from you but violence. And so she wants that because she doesn't want to emotionally connect with him either, because she's still so like shut down. And yeah, so at the end of the book, they both realize that they're in love with each other. He gets like, they have a big falling out, and he disappears into the woods for like 2 months during like dead of winter. And she's worried about him. At first she's mad, and she's like, even if he were to come back, I wouldn't forgive him. I would still be pissed off and we'd fight again. And then over the course of the 2 months, she's like, where is he? He should have stayed here and fought with me. He should have, like, you know. She goes up to his bedroom, which is on like the 3rd floor of the house and like the off limits part. Imagine like Beauty and the Beast, like with the West Wing. Like, you don't go up to Caleb's room. Stay out of Caleb's room. She goes up there and she finds, like, she's looking at like all these books. So she knows that he's literate. He can read. He could talk if he wanted to, but he just can't. She opens a book, and there's like little footnotes inside, like in the margins, where he's written stuff to himself. Like, he's talking to himself about things that have happened between, whether it's his thoughts or things that have happened between the two of them, or his feelings about her. And over the course of reading through, she's flipping through all these books on his bookshelf that he hasn't actually been reading. They're more like journals he's kept. And she comes to the realization that he does care about her, and the whole time that he's been in love with her. And at that point she decides to basically con Noah into going out into a snowstorm to find him. And they do, and they make up. And then later on they have another falling out, and she leaves and she goes back to California. Noah comes with her. He gets his own life, basically. And she's like, if Caleb really loved me, he would come for me. But he hasn't, and it's been like a month, and he still hasn't come. So she's sad, and she's depressed, and she's whatever. And then he does. He shows up, and it's just like, oh my God. And yes, eventually he does speak. And that's what I was waiting for through the whole book. I was just waiting for him to say like that one liner that you know is coming. That's just like, my heart. And he does. And then it's just, God. Okay. So for the rating for the book, I wrote down 9.5. I think I want to change it to a 10. Because, like I said, I was obsessed with this book. From what I know, the audio version is like a multiple POV. Like, the book itself is from multiple POVs. You have chapter by chapter. It switches between Tiernan, Jake, Noah, and then towards the very end of the book, you get Caleb's perspective. The audiobook does have different narrators for different chapters. So there's a female narrator who narrates Tiernan's chapters, and then there are different male narrators for each Jake, Noah, and Caleb. So from what I know, the audio is done very well. So if you're interested in that, like I said, Audible, you can definitely look into that. But would I recommend? Yeah. I would highly recommend that you guys pick up this book. If you like, okay, trigger warning. If you're not triggered by age gap type stuff, if you're not triggered by borderline consenty, rapey type stuff, if you're not triggered by like reverse harem type stuff, do it. Get it. If you are, maybe this is not the one for you. There are parts of it that are pretty dark. And I'm speaking from my limited perspective, because I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who have read a lot of like dark romance, and this might not even be a blip on the radar for them. But from what I've read, it was darker than a lot of the other contemporary romances that I've read. There is a lot of like a backstory to each character, or like it delves deep into each character and like what makes them tick and what kind of personality they have and all of that, right? But yeah, 10. I really wish that Penelope Douglas allowed people to tag her on Instagram, because she does have an account and she does upload stuff. But when you go to tag her in posts and stories, it says that she can't be tagged. So I'm assuming it's like a setting that she has. But I wish that she would change that, because I would love for her to know that both of these books have completely destroyed my life. But like in a good way, you know what I mean? Like my husband wouldn't thank her, and I don't know if Charlotte would thank her, but I would like to thank her. I would highly recommend you guys pick up this book if you're interested in just like a good age gap romance. Birthday Girl is also a very good book. I will continue to read more of Penelope's work. I think the next one that I have queued up on my Kindle is Punk 57, which again, I have not read the blurb for, and I have absolutely no idea what it's about. I probably will read the blurb before I get into it though, just to see if maybe there's another one written by her that I might be more interested in or whatever. And yeah, I would highly recommend you guys buy it. Just buy it. Just buy the book. It's so, I'm telling you, it's so good. It's so good. Like it ends exactly how I would have wanted it to end. And I couldn't think of a better workout for any of the characters, like a better ending for any of the characters. This is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, if you like this video and you like me, if you enjoy my channel, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications when I upload a new video. I usually, and I say usually because I didn't do it last 2 weeks, I usually upload a video at least once a week, usually on Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, I know I say a lot, I'm sorry. It's a thing, I can't not do it. It's like me getting my thoughts together and I just kind of like brain fart for a minute until bleh, something comes out. So yeah, if you would like, you can follow me on social media. I do have a members only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter devoted to this channel. I am never on the Twitter. I find the website in general very annoying. So keep that in mind. I am on Instagram every 30 seconds. So if you want, you can follow me on Instagram. I also post in my Facebook group sporadically, but I am there. And yeah, I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys watching another video and sticking with me for 45 minutes. You guys are the best, and I love you so much. I will see you in my next video, okay? Bye. Hello, it's me, and I'm back. Hi guys. I should do my intro, right? Before I start with I know you guys miss me. You miss me? I was gone for 2 weeks. I'll tell you why in just a second. Let's get through the intro. We'll talk about it. Oh my god, my eyebrows. My eyebrows need to be plucked. Sent to live with her. No. She gets a phone call from her brother. And there's a fucking gnat in here. I just saw it fly past my face. Oh, where did you go now, baby? Okay, so I bought another hair color, burgundy, to like re-up my color. And I got it home, and I didn't realize until after I'd already like opened the box that someone had previously opened the box and like tampered with it. and they had taken out like the little vial of like a red color that's supposed to be like the bright pop of color that you put in your solution. And I didn't realize that until after I'd already started coloring my hair. And so I got like a little bit of zhuzh for my roots, but the bottom is still very dull and faded. So we'll be doing that again. I also think I'm gonna get a haircut because the bottom 2 inches are just like dead hair. I'm thinking like a bob. What do you think? Like a layered bob or something? I don't know. You don't care. I know you don't care. It's fine. I'm just rambling to ramble. Can you not? Like, I know what you're thinking. Can you not, Candace? I am supposed to record 2 videos today. I was vacillating between doing this one first or doing the other one first, which is Lover Revealed by J.R. Ward. I've been diving back into Black Dagger Brotherhood, so I wasn't sure which one I wanted to do first, but this one was just like, it's still in me. You know what I'm saying? So I did that one first, and that'll be the first one that goes up. I have nothing else. I'm done. I think I'm done. Okay. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Okay? Next week.